Welcome, dear listeners, to another enchanting episode of Sleepy Voyages. I am your host, Ira, and tonight we will embark on a special journey. A journey that will take us to a place of introspection and imagination, where dreams and reality intertwine. Tonight's voyage is a story of resilience, a tale of dreams realized and a life reborn. We'll delve into the timeless narrative of Rapunzel, a young girl confined but not broken, who found her freedom and independence in a world that tried to keep her trapped. This story is not just a fairy tale, but a reflection of our own desires, our longing to break free from what holds us back, and our courage to seize control of our own destiny. But before we tuck you in tonight, voyagers of the night sky, we have a small but crucial request. As your eyelids grow heavy and the soothing tones of Sleepy Voyages guide you to the realm of dreams, remember the peace, serenity, and comfort that we bring to you every night. Just as a lighthouse guides lost ships in the darkness, your reviews help other restless dreamers find their way to us. By leaving a review and sharing your thoughts on your experience, you are reaching out to other insomniacs lost in the night, guiding them towards restful sleep. Take a moment before you drift away to click on the Leave a Review button on your podcast app. Help us extend our galaxy of tranquility to all those who seek the solace of sound sleep. And once you've done that, feel free to slip back under the covers of our sleep stories, ready to be whisked away on another sleepy voyage. Remember, your stars light the way for others. Every review, every rating, helps us create a bigger, more beautiful universe of peace and rest. Through this journey, we will explore the underlying theme of the power of freedom and independence. Just as Rapunzel discovers the strength within herself to escape her tower, so too can we find the power within ourselves to break free from the constraints that limit us. So, dear friends, settle in, get comfortable, and prepare to embark on a journey filled with hope, inspiration, and tranquility. Together, we will explore the winding paths of Rapunzel's life and discover how her story can guide us towards self-improvement and personal empowerment. Stay with us, for in a few moments we will begin with a gentle meditation warm-up to ease you into relaxation, guiding you into a peaceful state where the boundaries between your world and Rapunzel's become a gentle, calming blur. As you settle into your space, wherever you may be, I'd like you to start by closing your eyes if that's comfortable for you. Take a moment to recognize how you're feeling in this present moment. There's no right or wrong way to feel. Simply acknowledge whatever sensations, thoughts, or emotions come to the forefront. Now let's focus on our breath. Breathe in deeply through your nose, allowing the cool air to fill your lungs. Hold it for a brief moment. And now exhale slowly through your mouth, letting go of any tension or worries. Each breath is a reminder of the freedom and space we have within ourselves. Picture in your mind a golden glowing light at the center of your chest. With each inhalation, this light grows brighter and more expansive. With each exhalation, it radiates warmth and calm throughout your entire body. As we embark on today's story, keep this glowing light in mind, symbolizing your own inner freedom and the boundless potential that exists within you. Let this light guide you into Rapunzel's world, where we'll discover the transformative power of freedom and independence. Dear listeners, let us embark on a journey to a secluded tower hidden deep within a dense and mystical forest. Imagine with me a tall stone structure, worn by time and surrounded by a sea of vibrant green foliage. Inside this towering fortress resides a young woman named Rapunzel. Her hair is a golden cascade flowing like a river, and it's unlike anything you have ever seen. But this tower is not a place of joy or laughter. It's a prison. Rapunzel's life is confined to these four walls, and her view of the outside world is limited to a single window. Her days are filled with solitude and longing. There is no companionship, no exploration, no laughter with friends. Rapunzel's existence in this tower is defined by isolation, kept away from the world by a wicked enchantress who watches over her with a hawk's eye. The tower is both a refuge and a cage. It protects Rapunzel from dangers unknown, but it also clips her wings, stifling the dreams and desires that flicker deep within her heart. Have you ever felt trapped, confined by unseen walls, or even a tower? Such was the fate of Rapunzel, held captive in an isolated tower. But why was she there? What forces conspired to keep her secluded from the world? As we drift into the pages of the Grimm brothers' tale, we find answers that resonate even today. Rapunzel's story began before her birth, when her mother craved a special plant called Rapunzel that grew in the garden of an enchantress named Dame Gothel. Her craving was so intense that her husband stole the plant from the garden, knowing full well the risks of crossing the powerful enchantress. But alas, Dame Gothel discovered the theft and confronted Rapunzel's parents. As payment for the stolen Rapunzel plant, she demanded their unborn child. Bound by fear and a promise, they complied, and upon Rapunzel's birth, she was handed over to Dame Gothel. The enchantress placed Rapunzel in a tall, unassailable tower, with neither doors nor stairs, a prison of solitude. It was not the stone walls, but the chains of a promise that kept Rapunzel confined. Her only connection to the outside world was her long golden hair, which Dame Gothel would climb to visit her. Rapunzel's captivity in the tower was not a mere whim of the enchantress, but a symbol of control and possession. It's a lesson about the prices we pay for our desires, the compromises we make, and the chains we allow others to place upon us. But within Rapunzel, a yearning for freedom grew. Her story is not one of passive acceptance, but a journey towards independence, a longing to see what lay beyond the tower's walls. I invite you to reflect on your own towers, the walls we build, the doors we close, the windows through which we peer, longing for something more. Perhaps like Rapunzel, we too feel the stirrings of confinement. But hold that thought, dear voyagers, as we continue to unravel this tale, for Rapunzel's story is not only about entrapment, but also about the courage to seek freedom and independence. Now, take a deep breath with me, and let's prepare to delve deeper into Rapunzel's yearning, her dreams, and her eventual quest to break free from her tower of solitude. Let us take a moment to reflect on what this confinement means to us. The tower, tall and isolated, is not merely a physical structure. It can symbolize the barriers we sometimes build around ourselves. The walls we create may not be made of stone, but they can feel just as real, just as impenetrable. Have you ever felt confined by your own fears or insecurities? Have you found yourself trapped by circumstances, longing for something more, but unsure how to reach it. Just like Rapunzel's tower, these barriers can seem insurmountable. But what's important to recognize is that these walls, these towers, are often of our own making. They may have been built through experiences, societal expectations, or personal doubts. They might feel permanent, but they're not. Take a moment now to breathe deeply, feeling your body relax with each exhale. Think about your own tower. What is it made of? What keeps you there? Acknowledge these barriers without judgment. They are part of your story, but they don't have to define you. Remember, dear travelers, that every tower has a door, and every door can be opened. In the tale of Rapunzel, her confinement leads to a profound yearning for freedom, and within that yearning lies the key to her escape. Your journey, too, can be one of self-discovery and liberation. It starts with recognizing the towers you've built and realizing that you have the power to step beyond them. Take a slow, deep breath, inhaling through your nose, feeling the cool air fill your lungs, and then exhale through your mouth, letting go of all tension. Repeat this a few times, finding a rhythm that's comfortable for you. As you continue to breathe, picture in your mind's eye a tall, solitary tower. It's the tower where Rapunzel was confined, but imagine it as your own. Perhaps this tower represents something in your life that holds you back or confines you. It could be a job, a relationship, or even a thought pattern. See yourself inside this tower. Feel the walls, the confinement, the longing for something more. This tower is not a prison. It is a place of understanding, a place where you recognize what is holding you back. Now imagine a window in this tower. Through this window, you can see the world outside, full of possibilities and freedom. You're not trapped. You're just at the beginning of a journey. Take another deep breath, inhaling the desire for freedom, the courage to seek something better. As you exhale, imagine a gentle wind blowing through the window, caressing your face, a symbol of the change that is coming. Embrace the feeling of possibility. You may linger in this space for a while, or when you are ready, take one last deep breath. Slowly open your eyes and bring yourself back to the present. Remember, dear Voyager, this tower is a starting point, not a destination. The journey towards freedom and independence begins with recognizing what confines us and taking the first step to overcome it. And now, let us continue with Rapunzel's story as she takes her own steps towards freedom. We find Rapunzel at a turning point. Imagine, if you will, a young woman, her hair cascading like a waterfall of gold, confined within a stone tower. Her eyes, windows to an eager soul, have only glimpsed the world through a narrow aperture. But now, something stirs within Rapunzel, a curiosity that beckons like a distant melody. Her heart aches with a yearning she cannot name. Her days are filled with dreams of what lies beyond those cold, limiting walls. One day, as the sun dips below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink, Rapunzel spies a bird perched on her windowsill. It's a robin, bright-eyed and filled with life. Its song is unlike anything she's ever heard. It's a song of freedom, a melody from lands she's never known. She watches the robin take flight, its wings strong and assured, soaring towards the unseen, and Rapunzel feels a stirring in her chest. It's a desire, a longing for something more, a yearning for freedom that begins to awaken within her very core. Dreamers, imagine that bird as a symbol of Rapunzel's awakening to her own potential, to the boundless possibilities that life holds. Her heart begins to beat with a newfound purpose, and she realizes that she wants to explore, to discover, to become the master of her own destiny. In that moment, Rapunzel's journey truly begins. A journey not only to escape the physical tower that confines her, but to break free from the limitations that have been placed upon her soul. It's a journey we may all take, dear dreamers, as we seek our own paths to freedom and independence. Now, let's take a moment to reflect on what Rapunzel's yearning might mean for each one of us. It's the yearning for freedom, the desire to explore, to grow, and to be ourselves. Now imagine Rapunzel's longing as she stares at the distant horizon. Her heart is filled with dreams, yet they feel out of reach. Is this longing for freedom unfamiliar to you? Have you ever felt trapped by circumstances, by expectations, or even by your own fears? It's not uncommon to feel confined by our own towers. Sometimes these towers are built by others, but often they are the walls we erect ourselves. They hold us back from pursuing what we truly desire, from connecting with who we really are. Rapunzel's yearning for freedom is a mirror to our own desires. It invites us to recognize our own longing to break free from what confines us. It beckons us to consider what our life could be if we dared to step out of our towers, to embrace the unknown, and to follow our heart. What are the towers that confine you? What freedoms are you yearning for? Remember, dear friends, the key to unlocking the door may very well be in your own hands. It's a journey worth taking, a path worth exploring. Let's breathe together now, feeling that longing, embracing it, and knowing that we have the power to transform it into action. For now, hold on to that thought, that yearning, and know that you are not alone in this voyage to freedom and independence. Every day the witch would visit Rapunzel and ask her to let down her golden hair, which she'd use as a ladder to climb up. Rapunzel's beautiful long hair was her unique trait, but little did the witch know it would also be her own undoing. During her captivity, Rapunzel's spirits were often lifted by a young prince who would visit and serenade her with his enchanting melodies. Over time, they formed a bond and hatched a plan to escape. The prince began bringing silk threads on his visit, which Rapunzel would weave into a ladder. Freedom and independence, dear dreamers, often come to those who are patient and innovative, to those who see tools of liberation in the very things that bind them. The day of their planned escape finally came. However, the witch discovered their secret. In a fit of rage, she cut off Rapunzel's hair and sent her into exile. But Rapunzel's spirit wasn't so easily defeated. That evening, the prince arrived, unaware of the witch's discovery. Calling to Rapunzel, he was met with the familiar cascade of golden locks. But as he climbed, he was greeted not by the loving gaze of Rapunzel, but the sinister eyes of the witch. A fierce confrontation ensued. The prince, fueled by love and the dream of freedom, fought valiantly against the witch. However, in the midst of their clash, The witch caused him to fall from the tower. Miraculously, he survived, though blinded by thorns during his fall. In his wanderings, the prince eventually crossed paths with the exiled Rapunzel. Her tears of joy and relief upon their reunion had the magical power to restore his sight. Together, away from the tower and the witch, Rapunzel and the prince found their true freedom and independence. They were free from physical captivity, but more importantly, free to choose their destiny. Just like Rapunzel gazing out of her tower window, you too might be longing for something more, something beyond the confines of your present situation. Picture yourself in a place where you feel confined, restricted. Feel the walls around you. Notice their texture, their color. These walls could be real or metaphorical. Perhaps they represent a job, a relationship, or a mindset that's holding you back. Now imagine a window in those walls. Approach it and look out. What do you see? Let your mind wander to the vast landscape of possibilities that lie beyond. Allow your heart to reach out to that which you desire, those dreams and aspirations that are waiting for you. Just like Rapunzel reaching for a world she has never known. Feel the yearning within you. Embrace it. Don't shy away from it. Your longing for freedom, for growth, for change is beautiful. It's a sign of life, a signal that you're ready to grow. Now with each breath in, draw closer to that freedom. Feel the walls beginning to dissolve, your constraints loosening. Breathe in freedom. Breathe out confinement. Breathe in courage. Breathe out fear. Repeat this process with me a few more times, each breath bringing you closer to your desires. Each exhale releasing what's holding you back. Slowly, start to come back to the present moment, knowing that the journey towards freedom has begun within you. You've taken the first step, and the path is clear ahead. Keep the feeling of yearning alive, dear listener, for it's a beacon guiding you towards your dreams. When you're ready, open your eyes or simply drift deeper into relaxation. Either way, carry this moment with you. You're not alone in this journey. Just like Rapunzel, your freedom awaits. Dear listeners, allow me to guide you further into Rapunzel's world, a world that's about to change dramatically. Breathe with me as we witness her journey to independence. In the heart of the dark, twisted forest, Rapunzel's tower stood tall, but inside, a fire had ignited. It was a fire of realization and longing, not of flames, but of the human spirit. Rapunzel was no longer the naive girl confined to her stone chamber. She had tasted the air of possibility, glimpsed the horizon of freedom, and now she yearned to break free. With trembling hands and a beating heart, she began to plan her escape. The tower's walls, once her entire universe, now seemed to close in on her. Her once beloved room now felt like a cage, and her beautiful golden hair, her connection to the outside world, would become her path to freedom. Can you imagine her fear, dear voyagers? Her excitement, her determination. Her dreams were within reach, but the journey would not be easy. Every heartbeat in her chest was a reminder of what lay ahead. Every sound outside her window, a beckoning from a world she barely knew. Her escape from the tower was symbolic of something much larger. It was a step into the unknown, a leap of faith into her own abilities. It was a declaration that she would no longer be defined by her confines, that she had the power to shape her own destiny. And so, with the moon as her guide and hope as her companion, Rapunzel prepared to leave her tower behind forever. Breathe deeply. Reflect on your own path to independence, and let Rapunzel's courage inspire you as you drift closer to the world of dreams. Dear listeners, Rapunzel's escape from the tower was not just a leap from confinement. It was a powerful statement of her strength, her courage, and her burning desire for freedom. It was a journey to independence. But what does this mean for us? Freedom, like Rapunzel's, isn't something that comes easily. It requires us to recognize our barriers, whether physical, like Rapunzel's tower, or emotional, like self-doubt, fear, or past experiences. And then we must find the courage to face those barriers, to climb over them, and to step into the unknown. Think about your own life for a moment. What towers have you built around yourself? What barriers have you allowed to keep you confined? Perhaps you've felt trapped in a job that doesn't fulfill you, or maybe you've been held back by fear from pursuing your dreams. Rapunzel's story shows us that breaking free is not just possible, it's essential to our growth. Independence is a journey, not just a destination. It's a path that we carve out with determination, curiosity, and courage. In a world where so many things seem to be out of our control, the power of freedom and independence may feel like distant concepts, but they are closer than we might think. Just like Rapunzel, who was trapped in a tower but found a way to reach the outside world, we too can find concrete ways to become more independent and free. Step 1 is identifying what's holding us back. Can you visualize that metaphorical tower you might be locked in? Now, imagine holding the key to that tower, because you see, you do have it. Independence starts with understanding what's within our control and taking small, deliberate steps towards change. Let's be practical about it. Have you considered learning a new skill that would make you more self-sufficient? It could be cooking a new dish, managing your finances, or even growing a garden. These are not grand gestures, but simple acts that can ignite the flame of independence within us. And what about freedom? Freedom often comes from the choices we make. Rapunzel made a choice to escape, to discover the world beyond her tower. We can make choices too. Choices that lead us towards happiness, self-respect, and personal growth. These choices might include setting boundaries with people who don't support our dreams, investing time in hobbies that we love, or even allowing ourselves the freedom to fail and learn from our mistakes. As you drift closer to sleep, dear listener, remember that the story of Rapunzel isn't just a fairy tale. It's a reflection of our own journeys towards independence and freedom. Imagine yourself breaking free from that tower, reaching for the sky, feeling the wind in your hair. The power to make this real lies within you. Life beyond the tower was like an awakening for Rapunzel. She discovered the joy of choice and self-determination, learning to trust her own judgment and pursue her passions. Each day was an adventure filled with new sights, sounds, and experiences. But of course, dear dreamers, independence doesn't mean an absence of struggle. Rapunzel faced her share of challenges as she navigated this unfamiliar world. She stumbled, faltered, but never gave up. The power of freedom fueled her, and with every obstacle overcome, she grew stronger, more resilient, and more confident in her own abilities. Her days were filled with exploration as she delved into arts, literature, nature, and relationships. She built connections with people who saw her not as a trapped damsel, but as a vibrant, capable individual. Friendships blossomed, love flourished, and Rapunzel found a place where she truly belonged. There's an underlying wisdom in Rapunzel's journey that I hope, dear dreamers, resonates with you as you drift into slumber. It's the wisdom of knowing that freedom and independence are not merely physical states, but profound, empowering truths that reside within us all. The ability to pursue your dreams, make your choices, and be the architect of your destiny. These are gifts that each one of us possesses. So, dear listeners, as you nestle into your pillows tonight, let the story of Rapunzel inspire you. Let it remind you of your power, your freedom, and your independence. And know that no matter what towers you may feel confined by, the door to a vast and beautiful world is always open, waiting for you to step through. Allow yourself to feel a sense of empowerment. You too have the power to escape from your tower. You too have the strength to embark on your own journey to independence. Breathe in this truth and let it resonate with you. Remember that freedom isn't just something you find. It's something you create. It's within your reach, and it's yours to embrace. Take a deep breath in. Feel your lungs expand with possibilities, just like Rapunzel as she took her first step outside the tower. And now exhale slowly, releasing any doubts or fears, just as she did. Imagine a door before you, a door that symbolizes your own confinement, your own tower. What does it look like? Is it tall, narrow, adorned, or plain? This door represents whatever has been holding you back in your own life. As you reach out to the doorknob, feel a wave of courage wash over you. It's time to open that door. As you do, feel the fresh air of freedom on your face. Take a step forward. You are no longer confined. Picture a path ahead, a path that leads you to your own personal freedom. It can be a garden path, a forest trail, or even a city street. Wherever it leads, it's uniquely yours. Begin to walk down this path. Feel the ground beneath your feet. Hear the sounds around you. With each step, you become more confident, more independent, more in control of your destiny. Like Rapunzel, you have the power to leave behind what confines you. You have the strength to take control of your life and embrace freedom. Hold on to this feeling. Let it inspire you, guide you, and nourish you. Take one more deep breath in, absorbing the essence of this newfound freedom, and then exhale, grounding yourself in this moment. Slowly open your eyes if you wish, and know that this journey is always here for you whenever you need it. We find ourselves now in a moment of pure joy, awakening, and discovery. Let's travel along with Rapunzel as she steps out into her new life, a life filled with endless possibilities, free from the towering walls that once defined her existence. Imagine the sun, radiant and warm, as it touches Rapunzel's face for the first time without barriers. Picture her eyes, wide with wonder and twinkling with the freedom she had longed for. The gentle wind whispers promises of hope as Rapunzel's feet feel the embrace of soft grass. Her heart beats to a rhythm unchained, in harmony with the world that opens up before her. With each day, Rapunzel explores, learns, and grows. She connects with nature, the bustling towns, and the people who populate them. Her hair, once a symbol of confinement, now flows freely, a testament to her strength and her triumph over the past. Freedom tastes sweet, my friends. It's a melody of laughter, a dance of joy, a canvas painted with vibrant colors of self-discovery. Rapunzel's newfound freedom is not merely a physical liberation from the tower, but an awakening of her soul, a realization of her own potential, and an embrace of her destiny. In her story, we find the courage to break free from our own towers, to step into the unknown, and to make our own path filled with the adventure of life. Rapunzel's journey is not merely a tale from a book, but a lesson that resonates within all of us. Feel her joy, share in her discovery, and take a moment to ponder what freedom means to you. Dear listeners, we've arrived at a point in Rapunzel's tale that resonates deeply with so many of us. We've seen her transform from a trapped and isolated soul to a courageous woman discovering the world for the first time. Now, as she embraces her newfound freedom, we are invited to ponder our own relationship with freedom and independence. Freedom is not just a word, it's a feeling, an experience, a state of being. Rapunzel's joy in her newfound freedom reflects something innate in all of us. We yearn to break free from the towers of our limitations, be they physical, emotional, or mental. We seek to explore, to grow, to truly live. What does freedom mean to you? Is it the ability to choose your path? Is it breaking away from a toxic relationship or a restricting environment? Or perhaps it's the courage to express yourself fully and authentically. Just as Rapunzel found her way out of confinement, so can we find our way to personal freedom. It may not be easy, and it might require courage and persistence, but the reward is a life lived on our own terms. Let's take a moment together to breathe deeply, inhaling the possibilities that come with freedom and exhaling any barriers that may be holding us back. Freedom is not just something we obtain, it's something we create, something we cultivate within ourselves. As we journey alongside Rapunzel in this story, may we also embark on our own path to independence, embracing the power of freedom and discovering the true potential within ourselves. We'll continue with Rapunzel's exploration of her new life in a moment. For now, keep this thought of freedom close to your heart and let it inspire you as you drift into restful slumber. Please find a comfortable position and close your eyes. Inhale deeply, holding the fresh air of possibilities within you. And as you exhale, imagine releasing any constraints that have held you back. Now visualize a wide, open field. Feel the gentle breeze against your skin, the warmth of the sun kissing your face. This is your space of freedom, a place where you can be anything, do anything. It's a world free from limitations. In this field, notice a path leading you towards your dreams. Step onto this path and walk with purpose, just as Rapunzel did. Feel the excitement of your dreams pulling you forward. This path is yours and yours alone. It's a journey of self-discovery, empowerment, and joy. As you walk, remember that you have the strength and courage to follow this path. No matter the obstacles you may face, your determination and belief in yourself will guide you. Let's take a few more deep breaths, inhaling the energy of your newfound freedom and exhaling any lingering doubts. Now, slowly bring your awareness back to the present moment, carrying the sensations and insights from this meditation with you. Remember that the path to freedom and independence is always within your reach. Dear listeners, as we approach the twilight of tonight's voyage, let's gently sail back through the story of Rapunzel, reflecting on the tapestry we've woven together. We began our journey confined within Rapunzel's lonely tower, where she longed for something more, aching for connection with the world outside. We felt the walls that sometimes encase our own hearts, recognizing the barriers that might hold us back. Then we ventured to the precipice of change, where Rapunzel yearned for freedom, symbolizing the dreams and desires that reside deep within us all. It's a reminder that the longing for something better is a beautiful start to growth. With courage and determination, Rapunzel escaped her tower, taking a leap of faith towards independence. This brave act signifies our potential to break free from whatever confines us, inspiring us to take our own steps toward empowerment. Finally, we explored Rapunzel's embrace of her newfound freedom, a celebration of life's endless possibilities. Her journey illustrates how we too can embrace freedom, taking control of our lives, and finding joy in self-discovery. Our voyage tonight was not just a tale of Rapunzel, it was a reflection of our own potential. The power of freedom and independence resonates within all of us, a gentle whisper encouraging us to become the authors of our own story. Remember, dear travelers, you hold the key to your own tower. Never be afraid to turn it. Stay with me now as we gently drift into a closing meditation, letting these reflections settle like soft feathers on the calm waters of your soul. Let's take a moment to embrace the power of freedom and independence we've explored today. Close your eyes if you haven't already, and take a deep, calming breath. Feel your body sinking into your bed, safe and secure. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a serene lake. The water is calm and clear, reflecting the sky above. This lake symbolizes your newfound freedom. Allow yourself to dip a toe into the water. Feel the gentle coolness, the ripples spreading out from you. That's your influence, your autonomy, your control over your destiny. Now envision a bridge leading you across this lake to a place where your dreams and aspirations await. Step onto this bridge, feel the wooden planks underfoot, the gentle sway as you walk towards your goal, empowered and free. As you reach the other side, take a moment to look back at the path you've crossed. Acknowledge your courage, your determination, and your ability to take control of your life. Breathe in the fresh air, filling your lungs with strength, and exhale, letting go of any remaining doubts or fears. It's time to rest now, dear voyager. You're ready for your dreams, full of possibilities and paths yet to be discovered. Remember, you have the power to choose your journey, to find your freedom. Sleep well, and may your dreams be filled with wonder and enlightenment. Dear sleepy voyagers, we've journeyed together through the enchanted tale of Rapunzel, a story filled with the longing for freedom and the courage to embrace independence. Just as Rapunzel found her way to the life she yearned for, so too can you find your path to a life that resonates with your true self. Remember that the power to change, to grow, and to set yourself free lies within you. Your dreams and aspirations are not confined to the realm of sleep. They are waiting for you to bring them into the waking world. Thank you for joining me on this sleepy voyage. May your dreams tonight be filled with landscapes of hope, empowerment, and peace. If this story resonated with you, I invite you to return for more tales and meditations that guide you to restful slumbers and awakenings of self-discovery. Good night, dear listener. Sleep well and be free.